Okay. So, Mr. Shaw, you and I both have had an opportunity to write our scripts. I'm going to let you go first, and you tell me how you would model your check for understanding. Go ahead.
Okay, before I model this, but I want to give you a background of my structure. Okay, so the structure is this: once I finish my explicit teaching, uh, I divide my check for understanding into 3 steps.
Okay.
Okay, so right now I will tell you the step 1 and step 2, and then it will come step 3.
Okay.
So the first step will be this way. Okay, we finished this example problem. Let's do another similar problem. Okay, go ahead and draw the given figure. Write what are the given information and what you need to find. Do not jump solving the problem now, just reorganize the information. This is regarded as reading the question properly.
Okay.
So that's why I call this as the first step. And students at this time will draw the or write the question or draw the figure, organize the given information, organize what is to find. So, and then the second step will be, okay, once you are done, and in the meantime I will be walking around the class. I'll see whether students can do that part or not. It's just reorganizing the question again.
Okay.
Whether students can do it or not. If not, I will address that. If they can do all well, then I'll say, okay, if someone can come and volunteer to start the problem on the board, so I'll call students to write on the board.
Okay.
And that not always. Sometimes I myself write on the board, but I ask students, okay, what to write? Can someone tell me what to write on the board or how to start the problem?
Okay.
So depending upon days, depending upon the lesson, sometimes students come and write on the board. Sometimes I write on the board, but I write what students say me to write.
Okay.
Even though it's my hand, my pen, it's the students thinking what to write on the board.
All right.
So that's how we read the question properly first. And in this time, when they say something and then I write on the board, or maybe the students write on the board, at this point of time, I ask them, I check for vocabulary, concept.
So that's step 2?
That's a part of the step 2. Once no, this is a part of step 3.
Okay.
Check for vocabularies, I would say. Check for vocabularies and check for concepts. Once I do these things, then I ask students, okay, go ahead and jump and start solving the problem.
Okay.
So again, once students are solving the problem, I look around. If they have issues, I address that individual students at that point of time, and then I jot down the issues, and then I come back again, and again we start, okay, either the students will write on the board or maybe I will write on the board what the students will say, and then I'll try to fill the gaps of what the students is missing there.
Okay.
So this is the structure for check for understanding in my class.
Okay. All right. So let me share with you mine. So what I will quickly do when it's on the you do part of the lesson, when after students finish the you do and it's on the we do.
No, it's not this is a we do part.
Okay, that's what we do part.
Yeah, this is
okay.
a
No, but I'm talking about mine now. I'm talking about me.
Okay, let me explain. Let me make this clear once again, please. This is we do part.
Yeah.
But instead of asking students directly, okay, come on, what to write, or can someone write on the board, I ask them to write on a paper.
Okay.
And then you say it out.
Okay.
Not just without writing, because the students get lost. I don't know what to say, what not to say. But when they write on a paper, they know what to say.
Okay.
So the students say. And after this step is the you do part, and then students go and do the individual problems on their own or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you shared me yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I will quickly poll the room to find out any students who are still having misconceptions or misunderstandings about the lesson.
Okay.
Even if all of the students told me that they understood, even if I walked the room and I did a quick check to see if they were working the problem out, to ensure that they accurately know. So let's say, for instance, we're working on 2-step equations. Okay. I have one student go to the board and work out the first step in the equation. I will have that student to call on any other student that they wanted to in the room to come up and do the second part of the equation. What that does, I can see accurately if that student is able to complete the first part of the equation correctly. He or she calls on another partner they would come and work on the second part of the equation. Okay? Now, every time I would repeat this throughout the class, this would show me in real time if the students really understood how to work the problem out. And clearly, if they made connection with the way that I taught the lesson. Also, what that does too, that gets buy-in because I've gotten everybody in the class, I've gotten all the students involved. If the students do not come up there because they don't know, if they say, well, I don't know what to do, then that clearly lets me understand which part that I need to work on with the student. Okay, so we will repeat this throughout the class. What I've found in teaching this way in the past, you get buy-in from the students because you're not trying to embarrass them, because you're getting them to call on their partners in the room, and you really get a chance to see what they know. Okay. So in your teaching, you have to always allot time for that because it's a safe practice. You can say something to the students and say something like, okay, well, y'all, this is our safe practice time. You can call it whatever you want to, but that way you get the kids, students up there, and you can find out what they know. So here's what we're going to do next. That was my plan. I've heard your plan. So now we're gonna practice. Okay. We already practiced. I practiced, you practiced, and we've talked about what we will do. So
can I say something about your method?
Sure.
So I did this your strategy in my last semester, and this is my observation in my class. Okay. So when one students come and write on the board, other students are not paying attention on the board. They are back busy on the phone, and it's only one student who wrote over there. And then even if someone else come and then complete it, all other students wait until that is perfectly right, so that they can just copy it.
No,
that's my observation.
Listen,
I'm saying.
But what you can
so
do,
when I use,
hold on, wait, listen. But what we're talking about now, we're talking about practice. We're talking about a practice to use. What you're talking about is management. What we're talking about is a practice.
I'm talking the limitations of that practice.
Right, but it's not limited if you're able to accurately do this and you consistently do this, and you have students. You don't let them work the entire problem out. You have them to work out a portion of the problem, then call on someone else. So as they're coming to call on someone else, then they're working on different parts. You don't let them complete the whole problem so other kids can copy. They just work on a part of it. Okay? They don't work on the entire problem.
You misunderstood me.
No, I understood you.
No, you misunderstood me.
No, I understood you. So when we think about going through this different parts of the lesson, okay, in terms of checking for understanding, the practice that you use, it has to be one that should be quick, but it should be one that you can really see that the students are able to understand what it is that they're doing. Because if you say thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways, that doesn't always work.
Do that, yeah.
Or if you're listening to them nodding, saying yes, that doesn't work.
I don't do that.
You have to be able to see what the students actually know in real time. Okay? So this is what we've done so far. We saw the gap. We talked about what an exemplar looks like, what success looks like. We script out our plans. My plan is a little bit different from yours in terms of taking students and having students actually come up and work through the problem, and then calling on partners. We've practiced. So this is what's going to happen next. When I come in your room, I will observe for students explaining their thinking. So the next time I visit you, that's what I'm going to explain or look for. If I see struggling students, I will raise my hand to remind you to check with the students for understanding at that point in the lesson. So if I come into your room and I see you working on a problem, or your students working on a problem, but students are struggling, or they look like that they're confused to the problem, I will simply raise my hand. That is not for you to call on me.
Yeah.
That is for you to go and address that particular student. Okay? So I'm going to come back to your room on Monday.
No, Monday we will have an eyes on test, not on Monday.
So what about Tuesday?
Let's plan on Wednesday or Thursday.
What happens on Tuesday?
I I don't know. I mean, just in case if students,
You're still testing?
yeah, that's my concern over
Okay.
here. So Monday and
Okay.
Tuesday, I'll reserve those 2 days
Okay.
just for in case, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll come back Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
and I'll look to see, if your students are struggling. If they are struggling, then I will simply raise my hand.
Okay.
And as you said, I may point at a particular student,
Okay.
or just nod my head at a particular student and say, okay, let's do.
Yeah, you can give me a clue that
Okay.
this student is struggling or whatever it is,
Okay.
and I'll just go and address that issues over there.
Okay.
But the students should be able to share their explanation
Okay.
or share their thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when I come back, I'll ask them if they clearly understand what they're doing, and then I'll know if they're fibbing or not.
Okay.
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 All right. Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
You're welcome.